We're just hanging out tonight, all right? We're just chilling in the garage. Oh, yeah! I put up a post on my Facebook asking people to ask me questions. That's what we're doing here, okay? This is another just talking video. So if you want to see a lot of grinding and welding and all that, skip it. Skip it now. First one. Shout me out, gangster. Adrian Martinez. There you go. James Garvin. I hope I'm pronouncing, I'm horrible at pronouncing names, so I hope I'm pronouncing everybody's names right. What does your family, wife, and kids think about your lowriders? They're supportive. I mean, for the most part. You know, I'm an honest person. I am. Until it comes to the exact cost of lowriders. I still haven't let my wife watch the how much is lowriding cost video. But yeah, she supports it for the most part. The kids, they love it. They like jumping around in the cars. So I actually met my wife in the lowrider, my first lowrider, my Thunderbird. She's just drawn to the 14-inch 100 spokes and the airbags and all that stuff, I think is what happened. She immediately seen the thuggery and she appreciated it. I was 14 at the time, riding. Got my best buddy in the seat, my best grandma in the back seat, right? We're just riding around on the east side of Des Moines looking for a fight. We didn't tell my grandma we were going up to the school to watch a fight. We just told her, we're driving up. We got some friends that are at this school up here. But that's what we were doing. And we pulled up and my wife was out there looking for the same fight, I guess. So we were both just a bunch of hoodlums. And yeah, met my wife when I was 14. Been with her ever since. Long road, people. Real long. So yeah, they're pretty supportive of it. Good question. What does lowriding, David Johnstone, what does lowriding truly mean to you? Is it a passion, a lifestyle, a family, shared love? What does lowriding mean to me? It's definitely a lifestyle. It's a type of person. It really doesn't have anything to do with the car. In my opinion anyway. There's a lot of people that own lowriders that aren't lowriders. It's just it's a different mindset on a lot of things. There's different types of lowriders also. Being around a big group of them, you can feel the differences between lowriders. Some are like, hey Holmes. Some are like, hey, what's up, man? You know, like some people are just more thug than I'm used to, but we're basically all the same people. The cars that people think of, just because you own one doesn't make you a lowrider, in my opinion. And you don't have to have a lowrider to be a lowrider. It's weird. You'll get it though. If you're not in it yet, you'll get it. You'll understand. That was a good question. I like that question. Oh, Fuller, will you build your son a lowrider for high school? I don't know. I think it's a good first car, that's for sure. Because you got to pick your destinations wisely. Because there's a good chance you're going to break down on the way there. You cruise a lot in them still, but you're not speeding for the most part. You break down enough and your dad stops helping you fix it. You'll stop driving around for the heck of it. I don't know. It depends on how long I'm gonna keep the Lincoln. He might get the Lincoln, I don't know. If not, depends on what he's into. I don't want to force him to be into lowriders. Might be something else he likes more. My actual plans right now, he's only 4 years old, I mean, come on. But I still got plans for his first car, is gonna be the ugly truck. Because it's a stick, and it can only fit one other person in the cab anyway. I mean, you could load up the bed with however many people you want, but that's the plan. Ugly truck. I'm gonna try to make it a little less ugly. Okay, don't stop judging. I could hear the people judging me. You're gonna give your kid a $400 truck? Yes. Okay. Make him appreciate a nice car. Carlos Hernandez. Do you see yourself in the future still building lowriders? And if so, would you do it all over again? This beautiful machine that you're seeing right here. That's probably in my head again. Everything changes. But as of today, right now, as I'm filming this, that's my last car, right? It's hard to say. That's my last big build because it's just so expensive. But yeah, I see continuing to improve on that and reworking it throughout the years. And probably building a few other ones, but none of them are gonna be to the extent of that one is. At least that's my thought today. We'll see how it is tomorrow. If I could rewind time and pick this or something else to pursue? That's a tough one. I don't know. I don't necessarily regret having this as a passion. I mean, I don't even know if you can avoid having this as a passion, if this is what you end up doing. Would I steer my kid into this? I mean, as far as working on cars for a full-time job, being mentally obsessed with cars, I don't know. That's a tough one. There's some downsides to it. I know that for sure. Actually being obsessed with cars and working on cars full-time, it can hurt sometimes. It can take some stuff away from you. But yeah, I think for the most part, it's good. There's definitely a lot worse things you can do. Jesse Freeman, why don't you like 13s? I got asked this question, I think on YouTube too. Why don't you like 13s? Because I want to know. My main reason, honestly, as to why I'm not a huge fan of 13s, started with the safety. On my Thunderbird, I put 14s on there, and I had to seriously grind the calipers. It was just the brake setup. To grind the brake calipers almost down to nothing to get those to fit. So in my head, I thought, man, if I went with 13s on something, you really have to destroy the brakes to do that. But I know that's not true now. But my main reason why I steered away from 13s originally was safety issues. I don't feel comfortable on 13s. I don't. I had a baby Lincoln on 13s, super sketchy, at least to me. I know some people say that, you know, I'm being a wuss. To me, it was just a little sketch. So that's why, for the most part. And anymore, it's really just because it irritates people. Not having 13s. I kind of get a kick out of the people that are just that 1 inch. I mean, let's take a look at that, people. 1 inch pisses people off. I mean, it really does. I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm not a huge fan. If that doesn't make me a true lowrider, I guess I'm not. But yeah, Impala's gonna go with 14s. I don't have any plans on putting 13s on the Impala. A G-body, I could see putting 13s on a G-body. I'd feel good about that. But for the most time I've had lowriders, they've been bigger cars. So I just always went with 14s. I like the look of 14s. I don't mind the look of 13s on certain cars. I just wouldn't do it personally to my cars because every time I walk out in my driveway, I have to look at that. And I like the look of 14s better. So judge me if you want to. There's the door. Rich Irvine, why do you hate me? Well, Rich, if you really want to know, it's your face. That's all it is. Nothing else. Just don't like the look of you. Next question, Justin Detweiler. I got some tech questions. I know my batteries are junk. I know the motors are 12 volt. So by running jumper cables to bypass everything and go straight to the pumps to lift the car, the pumps just click. Is that a sign that I need to rebuild the pumps? Yeah, if you're going straight to the pump, like the motor, with jumper cables from a battery, it should spin, I think. I'm not an expert, but it should spin. If you're doing just one battery to that pump, it might not have enough juice to spin that motor and lift a car. You might need more volts to be able to spin the motor to be able to see anything happen. It might just click because there's too much tension and it needs more volts to spin. But best thing to do is take your motor off and look at it. Take your cap off and look inside and see if it's full of a bunch of carbon buildup. If it is, you probably need new motors. Get good batteries, people. I mean, you need to stop messing with junk batteries because you're just gonna have headaches. Step one, get some good juice to run the pumps, and then that way you don't have to worry about it. I know the crap's expensive, I get that, but this whole thing is expensive. I mean, like, real expensive. Get some good electricity. Try that. Adam, here's a good question. In doing the 6.0, I like how he can't say 64 either. In doing the 6.0, would this be a keeper or is this a savings account? Like I said in the other video, when I used to buy lowriders, I'd buy them as a savings account to hold my money. This is gonna be a keeper. I mean, unless somebody loses a limb or something and needs like major medical surgery and I need the money, obviously that's gonna go bye-bye. But as long as life, keeps dealing me sunshine, it's gonna stay here. That's the goal, anyway. Send some salutes to Monterey. Monterey, that's for you. Man, you guys gotta bear with me on the names. Lawrence, you wanted to shout out? Lawrence, that's your shout out. And Angel, you want to shout out? Angel! There you go. So yeah, just a few questions. I appreciate everybody posting good questions on there. Thank you very much. Nothing too major tonight. Just wanted to kind of get out and breathe this beautiful filtered dusty air. It's not filtered at all. It's pretty gross out here. It's hard to breathe. As you can see, my garage, look at the yellowness. I mean, look at the yellow on the walls. It's looking like a bingo hut in the 80s, okay? It looks like, yeah, it looks like one of those old smokers' palaces where they're just, everything's yellow. This poor garage. Just wanted to get out here and make a quick video. So I might do this more often. If anybody wants to ask some questions, you can leave them in this video in the comments, questions you want me to answer. And like I said, I'll try to answer them. I mean, I'm not very smart, and this whole camera thing's kind of tough to navigate. But if you guys want to, I'll try to answer something. And somebody asked for some welding tips. Probably do a video on that. Kind of beginner welding tips and stuff like that. Go over like some basic tools and what you would need to install hydraulics if you want to try that for the first time. I know there's a lot of people that watch this channel that are into lowriders, and they have lowriders, they've done them, they've been around for a while. But there's also a lot of younger people that watch this that have no clue about what it takes to install hydraulics. And I've never done any sort of tutorial on that because I was pretty new to it when I did the Lincoln. That was my first full-on build. So I couldn't really tell you this is how it's done because I still don't know. But I do know what kind of tools it takes to do this job, and I'll share that, and I'll give you guys some quick tips on welding and what it takes to do some decent welds. We're still moving on this thing, people. Don't give up on me, okay? Just bear with me.